This is Group Red, and we have Fei Han, Yongjin Li, and Jia Mu Sun. So today we're gonna talk about the culture shock happened in the United States. What is a culture shock? And we're gonna talk about what is a culture shock, why culture shock are so prevalent in the United States, the negative effect of the culture shock, and how to overcome this culture shock. So, what is a culture shock? Two ways that might lead to the culture shock. The first is that away from the culture you're comfortable with and experiences different lifestyles. Culture shock can be concluded as going through a serious differences in lifestyles, diet, social interaction, and behaviors. These differences might bring some negative feeling along with them, and why culture shock are so prevalent in the States. So, from the past of American history and the current situation, we can conclude the American culture as a mix of the culture from everywhere else in the world. So with more and more people come from the to the states with for education purposes and other purposes, each of them brings their unique culture, distinct wisdom, along with them. So it makes the American culture more and more diverse, and this is the reason that culture shock is prevalent in the United States.
Now I'm gonna introduce some examples of culture shock. The first one I wanna introduce is the food. First here and I will compare with first here and in China. So first, it's different ingredients. First here are mainly made of chicken or potato, but in China we are made of many kinds of vegetables and many porks, and we have different flavors. First here are mainly salty or no flavor, but in China we had like sour, like spicy, like sweet, all kinds of flavor, and we have different cook methods. So the first here are mainly deep fried or just raw food, but in China we use fries and we use oil, so it will make more delicious maybe. And living in America is different from your my hometown. As living here, that means living with others. So you and many people live in a space. You may have a roommate, so you will need to share responsibilities like do the cleans or throw trash bags. And the second one is share public space. So we share lobbies, we share bathroom together. So you have to make your time, make your plans to choose your own time to do all kinds of things. And the second thing I want to introduce is manners. So living here, you need to follow the manners of American style. So you may ask first, which means that if you wanna sit next to somebody, so you have to ask, is this place empty or is there someone sitting over here? And the second one is the comfort zone. When you stand in a queue, you may keep a small distance from the people in front of you. And the third one is a study here. The study here means they're very different. So student and professor are kind of interact with each other. So you don't have to ask after class. You can ask anytime if you want. And the second one is the group discussion, in which professor encourage students to talk with people sitting next to them, so they may have to change ideas, which are rather than study on their own. And the third one is a pre and post lecture. This means reading materials before the lecture and do the assignment after the lecture. But the thing you have to notice is that no one will notice you the due date, so you have to take very close look at your schedule.
Next, how to overcome the culture shock. When you first come to a new culture, you feel unhappy or stressful because the new environment. First thing, you need to contact with your families and friends in your hometown frequently. Then they will give you some tips and to how to overcome the culture shocks. Next, trying to make friends in the universities. At the beginning of your university life, you will live with your roommates and how many new classmates. You can practice. You can don't be shy. You can talk a lot of sports or other things with your roommates. Then you can practice your spoken English. If you spoken English is good, it's very easy to overcome the culture shock. Next, you should learn the foreign culture as fast as you can. There is tips for this. There is a international organization named IFI, which organize many issue or events to help you to learn the American culture. They also will talk about some religions or Bible discussion here. I think it will help you to overcome the culture shock. Next, when you know some people in American, you can develop your own social circle. When you build your own social circle, you don't need to communicate too much with your friends or parents. You will not feel lonely, so you can easily culture shock. You can easily overcome the culture shock. Next, the travel is also a good way to overcome the culture shock. When you have time, like when you study after the spring term or autumn term, you will have summer vacation or the Christmas. You can go to Los Angeles, West Coast, and New York, and Boston. You can know different. You can learn different culture in American. Okay, the last one. When you suffering from the culture shock, you can let your friends or your roommates know your culture. It is also a good way to overcome the culture shock. You can share your own culture with your friends, with your roommates, so they will know you better. Okay, this is our topic about the culture shock, and this is our reference. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us.
没事儿，
哎，大停了。
说时间肯定超了吧？